Welcome back to the table, Ring of Contrarians. As a note, we are down 2 players tonight. Kaine will be played by moi, and Vola will be played by Jared. Last time, the party made it to the outskirts of Hopeter Springs, and after leaving Clive to guard the pork chop and steak, they headed into town in 2 parties. Byrdi, Leofin, and Vola headed into town as the guard in an attempt to find out more information and hopefully locate Byrdi's family. Scythos, Dio, and Kaine waited until dark and then snuck around the structure of the large fortress that the Fire Genasi and orcs had built and erected a huge rift in. They scaled the wall successfully and managed to get across the courtyard to the rift, where Dio attempted to close the portal. Take it away, Dio.
So, as Dio reaches in to the rift, medallion in hand, you begin to incite the incantation. The invisibility that was on you begins to fade away from your arm. Roll your percentile.
As he starts saying the incantation, I want to hit the hex on my box.
Okay.
Oh, that was good. 90.
90? Okay.
I came.
I think I heard it.
Jesus Christ. You're gonna have to clean the bottom of the table for you tonight.
No, the bottom of the table's gonna look like Carlsbad Caverns when I'm done.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You know,
I'm just
That's-
leaving it in.
there's a sentence I've never needed to hear in my life.
Did
Yeah.
not need to hear.
So,
That's nasty. Sorry.
as you incite the incantation, you become visible. You can feel this rush of magical energy pass over you as you're included within the cube of force. You press the hex, all things?
Yes.
Okay. As this is happening, you can feel the energies meld and bend with the medallion and your words, and you can see lights just flare up on all the stones that are encircling this rift. You can see the tendrils of the rift starting to collapse in more and more. Stones begin cracking and shattering one by one as the rift closes more and more, but it only gets 3/4 of the way down. And
It is huge.
it is not only huge. Give me a Arcana check.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Kaine's not gonna give an Arcana check.
We have
I'm
someone
busy.
more. We have someone more qualified to give an Arcana check.
No, we don't.
12.
12? That's more than enough. You look
And it's sweet. Sorry.
as you're saying the incantation over again. You can see the circle of stones. There's little runes scribed into them. They're growing brighter and brighter with a almost burnt orange glow, and the ones that have cracked and shattered are completely dead, and you can tell that this circle is actually keeping the rift completely stable and is fighting your attempts to close it.
No.
Right. What are you gonna do?
Can I get another percentile check on this?
Are you gonna continue the incantation?
Yes.
Okay. Roll your percentile.
Kaine is keeping a lookout to see if any of the guards have noticed these shenanigans.
Oh wait, where the fuck is the? Okay, so 95.
Ooh.
Okay. Again, you feel the magics melding with your amulet, and the rifts, the tendrils are closing in even tighter towards the rift. It's starting to look like a smooth shard, and a few more of the stones crack, pop. One piece of shard of a stone just flies across the courtyard and smacks against one of the stables, and you can hear as a giant ballista bolt just crashes into the cube of force, and just it crashes in, ricochets off, and smashes right into one of the walls. The
Okay, guys,
rift.
we're fucked.
The rift closes even more. It's about half the size it was before. What are you doing?
So half the size it was before.
It's a half the size it started.
Oh.
So it's a 50% closure.
Okay.
You can only fit one elephant through at a time.
You better hit that button again.
It lasts a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will do it again.
Doing it again. Okay, roll your percentile.
Come on, baby. Jared needs a new pair of shoes. 85.
85. Okay. Again, you push all of what you have into the medallion and your words, and you can feel the melding yet again, the binding as the rift closes even more. It's starting to come down to a very large sliver, just very tall sliver, as
Does it look like the Eye of Sauron?
yeah, just a little bit. And there are a few more stones that begin to crack, flicker, and fade in their light. There are maybe like 3 stones left.
Are any of those stones located like within the circumference of the cube?
They're cube's 15 feet, right?
Yes, sir.
From right, most of them are.
Kaine wants to attack the stone.
Attack a stone.
Yeah.
Okay, go right ahead.
She's like watching them explode off the sides and ricochet in all directions.
All right.
She figures if she can punch them, this will happen faster.
All right, roll for attack and or what do you
Again.
Again? Okay.
To be fair, every round is 6 seconds, so I can get a bunch of these in.
Yeah.
So you can get 10 of these in.
Random.
Jared needs a new pair of
That's
shoes.
12.
Black ran out. 23.
Okay, so you got a
12
12.
to
That's more than enough to hit. Do damage.
6.
6. Okay, you rush up on. Kaine rushes up onto one of the stones, and just
she gets two attacks per round.
yeah. Go ahead.
Second one was 15, so that would hit 2. So it's another 8, so total of 14.
Okay. Perfect. You rush up onto one of the stones, and she brings her hands down right onto one of the stones, and it just snaps in half, the runes flickering out of existence. With a 25, you feel the magic's trying to bind the rift, but it's nowhere near enough. The rift doesn't move at all, as just a few of these stones are still lit. What are y'all doing?
Again.
I'm gonna go for another stone.
Another stone? Okay.
And Cyclops will go for stone as well.
Alright, roll for hits and roll for percentile.
Oh no!
Strike.
Yeah.
All
Well,
down there.
are you just striking it, or are you doing something else?
I'm
Hit it with your staff.
I'm hitting it with my staff of the adder.
Okay. It's just an attack
So
then.
I got a 25 and a natural 1.
Okay, one of them hits for sure.
The one that hits does 6 damage.
6 damage? Okay.
I got an 8. Nope.
You miss it.
Yeah. Again, I'm more focusing on like, okay, make sure the shield doesn't go down.
Yeah.
Get another
What'd you
ballista bolt.
roll?
89.
89? Okay.
89.
That's more than you need now, since more of the stones are destroyed. Okay, so
What I get with my natural 1.
Kaine rushes up onto another stone, brings her hand down, and just pulverizes one of these stones. But in the process, she brings up her hand, and there is just like a large laceration going across, like up the top of her hand, up into her arm, as one of the shards of the stone just like rocketed past.
Okay.
Let's see. Take 4 points of damage.
All right.
You are punching a rock.
Sifos,
Yeah.
distracted by the fact that there are now multiple ballistae firing upon your position, and also darts just flying and tinking off this this cube of force. And give me a perception check.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
I would like to help. No.
You're distracted.
Terrible.
Perception.
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Oh, okay. You do also see that there are, and let me move them over here for you, because I'm just that nice a person. You see some fire genocide starting to come around the corner of each corner of the building to the south of you. There's a token. Okay.
We've been made.
We've been had.
With your last bit of effort, you push and push, the words flowing from your lips, Dio, and you can feel the world begin to right itself as the tear that had opened up here completely seals off, and you can just see the very last gleaming bit of green light fade off into existence as the rift closes permanently, and the rest of the stones flicker and fade away.
Okay.
All right.
So, with that, Cyphos is going to say, run, and cast invisibility on all of us.
Okay.
Last spell slot.
Listen, it's nighttime.
It's nighttime.
And as Sipho says this, you can hear a bell as the alarm goes up. We're gonna cut over to the other side of the party.
Yeah, just let the rest of the party piss their pants for a bit, and we'll come back to it.
Now they can hear the fuck.
So, a little bit before this all happens, y'all are walking up as the night starts to grow a bit darker. You can see some of the stars poking out up above. The moon is coming to... it's not quite a half moon yet. And the night itself feels rather peaceful.
Hey, as we're walking
Yeah.
to our destination, Byrdi, so what's the plan when we get there?
Well, I didn't expect Uncle Dorka actually to still be alive, because he was really old when I left. But if he's not well, at the very least, we have a chance to have Vola, and she looks at Vola, potentially use some healing magic on him, and then if we need backup, my uncle could probably raise that from, the villagers that are enslaved while we go in and find my parents, because they're actually in the fortress.
Yeah, they did mention that they lived there.
I may be able to heal him, but I can't reverse time.
Well, I don't expect you to do wonders, Vola. Just, if he's ill, that might, and he's no longer ill.
I'll make sure to take a look at him.
All right. I'm not gonna take my disguise off until we get in there. So, until we get there, continue to act like assholes.
Right, okay.
I know we're very good at this, aren't we, Leopold?
Oh, very.
I live and
By the
you're
way,
not.
did that was that convincing? I mean, back in the old bar.
Oh, yeah.
I
no,
almost
that
pissed
was,
myself.
That was kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, it was really hard to do.
It was kind of fun to an extent. I feel bad, but
Right.
part of my orcish side makes me really want to mug people sometimes.
Olivia is going to kill you.
I was sitting there just like...
Honestly, I don't feel like this is too far off.
Alright.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I intend to do good for this world.
Well, I hope so.
That's the book.
So, as you'll continue,
I was gonna say,
you finally approach the building in question. Right on the edge of town, blue rafters, easy to say. There's a torch lit on the outside. Hasn't been burning for too long. Probably one of the citizen slaves have come by to check on Dorka. But what do y'all do?
I'm going to march up to the door and bang on it hard and like rap, like, you know, fucking open the doors, the police.
FBI, open up.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the hard knock.
Imperial Guard,
Okay.
open up.
So y'all are using knock, right?
No.
I don't have a scroll for that anymore. Byrdi's not allowed to have that scroll anymore.
Yeah.
She uses it too well to get ourselves into trouble.
That was a lot of fun. So, you bang on the door, just loud rapping, and you can hear coughing from inside, and that's the only response you get.
Alright, after a few seconds, I just open the door.
Okay. As you open the door, you can find candles lit on over on a table near a bed. It's probably about halfway down, a nice puddle of wax built up in a kind of a bowl to catch it. And the room itself smells like a place of sickness almost. It has that smell that you get from being in a room where someone has been ill for
A while, yeah.
little while, yeah.
Okay.
And the room itself is fairly dim, only being lit by the one candle.
Alright. So I enter. Kind of wave, like nod Leofin and Vola in and slam the door behind me.
Okay. You get a weak response from the Dragonborn in the bed. As he, very, very old, wizened Dragonborn, is barely able to turn his head and look in your direction. And you can see almost like a hopeful look in the eyes of this Dragonborn.
Well, old man, I certainly didn't expect for you to still be in one piece.
Not much of a life.
We'll see what we can do about that. And as she says that, she tips her head forward slightly and pulls the hat off.
And
My friend here is a cleric, Uncle.
you can see
Please don't have a heart attack. Please don't have a heart attack. Please don't have a heart attack.
Aneurysm. Die.
you can see this look of confusion and disbelief cross over his face as he hears the words uncle. There's no one to call me uncle anymore. And then starting to recognize your
Can you
face.
cast light?
I don't think Paula can cast light.
I think she has it as a cantrip.
Does she?
She should.
If she has it prepared
She's
or
used
anything.
it before.
I don't know if she has to prepare it though. Yeah.
No, she does not have light.
Okay. You
Yeah.
usually end up working on Dio. What about
Yeah.
Leofin? Does he have anything? No?
Would have had daylight, but
Fucking light this hut on fire.
This house is now a disco.
I'm fairly certain Sacred Flame produces some kind of light.
Nothing to see by.
Yeah.
Oh god, I killed your uncle. I'm so sorry. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So I'm just gonna pull my moon touch sword out, and then it's an earthen floor, so I'm just gonna tap it in the ground that there's a little extra light. Yeah, reports about my death may have been a little exaggerated.
You can just see, again, disbelief and a kind of a hope, like, and happiness build up into his eyes, tears just like budding up in the corners as this very old wizened dragonborn, wrinkled scales around the neck, and just you can see him looking at you, like, not being able to move, but almost looking like he's trying to sit up to get a better look at you.
So I'm gonna go over and kind of like kneel down next to the head of the bed and like hold his hand. And like, Vola, can you?
Oh yes. Vola will check. Kind of give a medical examination of.
Yeah. Give me a medicine check.
I could cast Cure Wounds, but his max health points might be like 8.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. We don't want to double that
Yeah,
shit.
nice. Let's see. You said medicine.
23.
Yeah, 23.
Okay, so you come up and give this dragonborn a good once over, checking vitals, looking into his eyes, and he is probably, there's not much you could do with any of the magic that you have. He is just old as fuck.
I've diagnosed you with old.
And his body is just on its last legs.
Is there can Vol like whip up something to? Actually, hold on. Is there any pain that I can deal with? Is there something I can give you?
My hips hurt.
Can I? I mean, listen. It's April 20th. Can I give him something?
People don't need to know that, Jared.
Oh, it's.
Don't date us.
Date this, God.
I mean, it's. Well, just kidding. It's the 13th month of the year. Oh shit.
Alright. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Vola's gonna try to give him like some sort of mixture that she can use her mortar and pestle, some like herbal remedy to help with that.
Okay, she does have some. She does have the herbs. She doesn't have the skill with herbalism.
That's Leofin.
Yeah, she needed to team up with him to make health potions.
Actually, I think I could help.
Oh, thank you.
I'll go ahead and.
Okay.
We'll be smoking that dank kush in a minute.
I don't want to do the stoner druid stereotype. Okay, I don't do that.
So
You'll give it.
you give
You won't.
Leofin the herbs required. Give me an herbalism check.
While they're doing that, I'm going to keep talking to my uncle.
Leafin.
Yeah.
11 plus 6, so
17.
Okay.
17.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't have rolled a 6. It's amazing. He rolled this d20, but somehow got 0.
You find a vase over on one of the counters that has some water in it, and with the mixture of the herbs and the water, you're able to steep a tea that you think will help him with his pains.
It's a little last minute, but I think this should be able to help. And I'll give him the tea.
Okay.
So I want to ask him, how are my parents? Are they? What? I don't know much about what's going on, other than it's been a while.
As you're asking him this, Leofin is helping him drink the tea because he doesn't really have the strength to
Sit up.
sit up and do it on his own. And with that, after that, he has a more smoother voice. It's not as dried and cracked as it was before, and he replies to you with a little bit more strength. They had their own troubles. Your parents hid what they did, like many, when our town was taken. He had to go to the fort later when your mother got sick. He told them his previous occupation, and they took him in, gave him a little more leniency. At that point, the orcs had come and stayed here, and their leader is a little on the fanatical side.
Is that the dude? Well, we didn't see him. Never mind.
Oh, the guy with the claw? Yeah, I told you about him.
Yeah.
You saw him?
Yeah, I saw him
that's
and
right.
I mentioned it to y'all.
You mean the guy with the weird claws?
No. Those are his pets. His creations. No.
So wish I was there.
Dirak is something else. He liked the idea of having someone write the Orcus histories as they were happening. So he took your father in, had him scribe whatever accomplishments he had. And your mother got the medicine she needed.
Do you know where in the fort that they are?
Your mother is probably still in the southern portion of the fort. But your father, he's most definitely gone with the army west.
Alright. Well, that's something to send in a message to our elf friend. Okay. Do you think it would be possible if we prevented there from being any reinforcements for the people that are still here? Do you think it would be possible to take back if let's say a party of adventurers who could kill monstrosities were able to take care of the higher-ups and their pets? Do you think the people here would have enough wherewithal to take back Helter Springs?
Maybe now, with the majority of the force gone. But these people are not in the best of condition to fight.
Yeah. Doesn't look like they've been keeping them that way. Yeah. Alright. Now you probably don't have an aide anymore.
There is a young boy who comes by, has been taking care of me.
Alright, well, Uncle, it is my absolute intention to get rid of the infestation that we're currently experiencing. What's the spring look like underneath? Is it still in good condition, or are they...
It's in very good condition. In fact, they built the fort on a good portion of the spring. Mostly just the large aquifer. Last I was able to see, they had many wells built throughout the fort that lead down into it.
Hey, Leofin,
Yes.
do we have any black powder?
Black powder? No, I don't think we do.
I have an idea.
What's the idea?
The cavern underneath where the aquifer is, it's pretty spacious. And depending on how much rain they get up north and all that stuff, it can flood to be anywhere from several dozen feet deep to several 100 feet deep. And judging by the look around town, it's probably hadn't rained a whole terrible lot in the last 20 years. Which means that the aquifer itself is fairly low right now. But if we were to make it an open air aquifer, the displacement of the collapsed ceiling and fort above might push the water up to where it would be more accessible.
Okay. So you're wanting to blow a hole essentially in the ceiling of the aquifer.
I'm wanting to collapse the whole fort down into it.
Okay, how do we do that without black powder?
That
though?
was my one problem. What, Ben?
None. I'm not there. I can't say anything.
Fireball.
I mean, if we had my dad, that actually wouldn't be a bad idea if you could take out key points that would, potentially be load bearing to cause it to collapse with mold earth. But I don't know that anybody else has that kind of information. Except maybe Mom.
There is maybe 3 that survived the construction of the wells.
Alright.
They were not very patient with them.
Vola, I'm sorry, I want to give your people the benefit of the doubt here, but I'm really itching to kill me some orcs right now.
We're going to have a talk about you calling this an infestation later.
It's not just orcs. It's also fire genasi.
There are better words than infestation.
Really? Because it sure feels like a lot of
Like occupation.
occupation
Is
of a
better.
pest. It's called an infestation.
Are you saying
An
that
infestation.
I am a pest, Byrdi?
No, I'm saying that the people that have never
Yes, half.
given you... Yeah, no, your mother was half.
They're still part of my people.
No, Vola, you put too much thought and process into being part of a people that never wanted or gave you attention. You put so much emphasis on not having a name or a title from an orcish people that would never have given it to you anyway. That you have this bloated experience in your head of what it should be like.
Bola just punches her in the face.
Roll a hit.
$19.
That'll hit. I take it on the chin.
Okay.
Bing, 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 bing.
You're like a kid.
Almost.
I pluck my jaw.
Oh, I never actually rolled damage.
Yeah. Just
That's just 4, actually.
Yeah. You're not Kaine, so you would automatically just be 4. Just kind of clock my jaw a little bit, set it back right, and you're like a little kid whose father left when they were tiny. And all you want to do is have an experience with them. A good, solid experience. But when you meet them for real, you are disappointed every time.
Another punch. Yeah, that's gonna hit. 17 plus 6.
Take it again.
Okay.
I like you, Vola. But you're going to end up having to kill those orcs. Or they will kill you. They don't care about you, or who you are, or who your mother was, or who your mother's father was.
Another punch. Because I don't want to voice act right now.
I'm gonna get in between them and try and pull Vol.
no.
Oh,
Dirty
shit. No, it's 13 plus 6, 19. So,
Still hits.
So it goes
yeah, it might hit you, or it might hit,
Yeah.
Yeah, it hits the
person-
open too.
You'll hit Byrdi, but right after, along with that punch, give me a strength check for a grapple.
so that's 12 altogether, I think.
Yeah.
Strength check.
Or an acrobatics.
Whichever one.
Or dexterity, I mean.
Um,
Whichever one's best for you.
they're all plus zeros.
Great.
He's
You're
a
saying-
druid, guys.
Yeah.
Same.
That's a 6.
Well, I was hoping you had summoned a dex for your
Do
armor.
I need to roll strength against?
No.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god!
So,
Wow, you would have gotten fucked because I rolled a 19 the first time.
so with this last punch, clocking Byrdi right in the jaw again, Leofin comes in, grabs the wrist, just jabs his palm straight into the crook of the elbow, and then brings the arm back and just torques her wrist up behind her back and towards her head, and you can just see this.
Oh, knock it off. And you too, Byrdi. I think we have more pressing matters to deal with right now. Oh, God, like
Yeah.
that.
Great.
It's the alarm.
That would be the other half of our party, Uncle, and that means I have a mother to go get.
So
We ain't gonna be there.
We out.
now,
Oh, you're fine. I'm still in disguise.
Oh,
I can
right.
get into the fort.
yeah. So
I turn around and I put the hat back on.
trying to put that hat back on.
Same disguise.
Heading out of the building.
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Whether or not
party.
Vola decides to follow is up to her.
I'm really small and I go with Byrdi.
Volo will go on.
All right. So, with the
She's like glaring daggers at the back of Birdie's head right now.
Yeah. Stupid back of your fake head.
I can't believe I got a grapple off.
No joke. I was.
Hey, you missed that stealth check last time.
Yeah.
So this is
this is okay.
the universe setting everything right.
All is
So-
balanced again.
with y'all heading towards the fort, we're gonna go back over to Team
Chucklefuck.
Sneaky Snack. Was the name of this team?
Yeah.
Well, we got done with the sneaky part. It's the snack part now.
Team Snack.
I'm assuming we're running also back to the fort.
I am
Moderate
walking at a
jog?
brisk pace,
Okay.
First pace.
but
Alright.
not one that the kind of pace that you would expect of somebody who's who feels
Oh,
themselves
okay.
important enough to
Gotcha.
be like,
No.
I'm not worried about anything because it's me,
You're not
right?
Sasquatching.
So I'm walking with purpose, but I'm not running because only panicked people run.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
So no Sasquatching is what you're saying?
Yes.
Shame.
Give me a performance check, and
God.
we will
Move
move over to them.
Do I get advantage because of the disguise?
Yeah. With your disguise and your blade, I will allow you to have advantage on that.
This is
We taught you well.
Yeah, and the fact that you were able to be such a dick to a kid and his older brother last time.
Cyphus would have been
Thank God.
so proud.
18.
18? Okay. I will write that down and note that later.
The pride in the cockles of his heart. He didn't know why.
Really did. He was just like, you did something good today.
Okay,
Why do I feel pride all of a sudden?
coming back to Team Snack.
Hey, we're invisible again. We can be Sneaky Snack.
Yeah, you guys are invisible again.
Sneaky-ish snack. So, you are now invisible inside a invisible force cube
Yeah.
that blocks all
Anything.
anything, and you you have at least 2 of the dark boys up on the wall, the ones that can cast darkness, as you had seen in the tower, and 2 fire genocide soldiers coming your way from either side of the very large building south of you. Those are the ones you can see.
Oh, don't worry, I don't even see him.
You have no clue what ones are in the shadows.
I don't even see him.
Okay.
Cyphos,
What are y'all doing?
leave.
Alright, so Cyphos, after just saying, RUN! Is going to say, he's going to say, west, while running southeast.
They can't see. We can't see you either.
I know. I have a cube of force that will drag them with me.
Oh, okay. Because we can't exit either.
Exactly. Trust me, I don't need them to see. I just need them to follow.
Got it.
Okay. Roll me a deception check.
6.
With advantage because he's invisible.
Sure.
Thank God.
Oh
my Thank you. Woo!
Huh, it's weird that they announced their plans. Oh,
not even gonna roll for it. Okay.
What a bunch of idiots telling us where they're
Gonna go
going.
west.
We're gonna go west and beat them there.
Yeah. What's your plus on deception? Just so I have.
Oh, plus 7. Sorry,
Plus
27.
27.
27.
Almost a legendary. Almost a legendary lie.
I could kiss you right now, so I suppose I could kiss you.
So you shout out for everyone to hear. Run west, one rest, go! People are confused. They're like, what? They're going west. The fire genasi that's on the western, the southwestern side, just kind of stops, readies his spear, and is like, I'm gonna fucking stop whoever comes here. The other one just immediately bolts to the west, right as they come around the corner. Let's see, this one. You also see just ballista bolts firing off in that direction, just poof, 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 as 4 ballista bolts just hit in the general area between the stables where the rift was and that southern building, right in that western area, and also darts just flying in. They're just trying to hit anywhere that you might. This causes the sand and the dirt to kick up and scatter across the ground. And that confuses people even more. It's like, is that them? Wham, wham, wham! Is that them? Wham, 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 wham! As y'all make your way, Kaine and Dio both try to make their way to the western side before the bolts had started coming down. But you just wham right into the wall, and you begin to feel it start dragging you as your feet just skid across the ground. Luckily, at this point, everybody's distracted by all the debris just blowing up over here, so they don't see your feet just creating marks across the ground as you begin to maybe pick up on... Was he lying to us? He lied to me! As y'all,
The lie was so good though. They still were trying to.
the lie was very convincing, and they're confused by what's going on. But after a few seconds, you catch on, and you begin to start running towards the eastern side. And okay, as you make it around this corner, you can see nothing but more buildings. What are you gonna do?
Man, I'm just making my way southeast.
Southeast, just trying to.
Are we passing within? What is her telepathy range? Is it 60 feet? Or 30 feet?
30.
Okay. If we pass in the range of anybody within 30 feet, Kaine's gonna broadcast. They went that way.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, that works too.
Okay. I mean, that's not gonna break anything. It's just her talking.
It's all just flavor.
Can she disguise her voice telepathically, like make it sound
Well,
like?
no,
"They went that way."
No, it'll still sound like Kaine, but she's like,
I was just wondering.
They went that way.
They're probably just thinking it's one of the civilians just being like, oh god, please, just take care of it.
Or it could be, or she might also say something like, "Watch out, there's tentacles."
Oh god. Okay.
Dear God, they're eating people.
From my peace of mind right now,
Yeah.
y'all are Clive token.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Just because there's three.
So
of us
I don't
stuck
have to
there,
keep
yeah.
on maneuvering these things. Okay. Y'all come up to a very compact dirt road within the city. For the other party, y'all are about 10 minutes away from the fort. Team Snack, what are y'all doing?
Has it been more than a minute?
It is now just about to be a minute. Yeah.
Cool. Reactivating my box.
Okay.
And we get the fuck up. We go one southeast.
Okay. Keep going southeast.
Yes, sir.
As you keep heading that way, you do come across. You can see one fire genasi at a well. It looked like he was getting water until he heard the bells ringing, and he was going for his sword and starting to head in your direction.
The intruders went that way.
God damn it.
Hey.
So, as Kaine, as y'all both, as the group gets closer, the cube of force is still projecting outwards. Are you allowing this genasi to come in? Because, okay, he is. There's no way to get past you and your cube.
Oh no, trust me. I've thought this through. We're
So-
a wrecking ball.
He rushes up, hits the wall, and hears, "They went that way!" in his head. He's like, "The fuck?" as he's being pushed back.
Joe, were you about to say something?
Oh yeah, I was gonna throw my voice to make it sound like someone was yelling
Make a performance check.
over here.
Over. Okay.
So it's just like straight back.
Oh wait, oh yeah, that's right. I have a +8 to performance. I was like, oh no, that's awful. No, that's still a 14.
You were able to throw your voice over into that general direction. It sounds like there's maybe somebody over there. What were you saying?
They're actually in this corner.
The fire genasi is confused as all hell. He's being pushed back by something. Heard somebody in his head, which doesn't happen, like,
Ever.
Often.
never. No one speaks in this guy's head.
Listen, I am your god. They went that way.
And he's hearing some random person that he had not seen at all off in one of the corners saying, "They're over here,"
They're off in this
as
corner.
he's just being pushed back.
Oh, I could be.
Let me-
man.
hold on.
Oh. I think I'm doing it.
No, he's just being completely pushed. He has no purchase on the ground. He's just being pushed back. And as he is doing so, you can see an orc who had heard the "They're actually over here."
You know, I think Team Cluster, or what do we call ourselves? Clusterfuck?
We're Team
You
Badass.
guys are Team Snack.
No, beforehand. Clusterfuck was probably right.
Chucklefucks.
Chucklefucks, there you go.
Yeah.
An orc comes rushing down this compact road, and he sees the fire genasi getting like starfishing backwards, the weirdest dance move anyone has ever done, coming towards him, and he's just like,
Right about the time that Kaine goes, "Oh, listen, I am your god. They went that way."
Orcs are dumb.
the orc looks at this, and he has had people speak in his mind. He is confused by a fire genasi, a lesser being, starfishing backwards towards him. He's the only thing this orc can see, and he hears in his mind, "I am your god. They went that way."
He reaches for his hip flask and
The orc, not knowing what to be able to do, this lesser being has now ascended to godhood, turns around and begins running back the way he came, thinking that the genasi meant that they are in the direction he is heading. Which you soon will be.
I'm gonna die. I'm
hell is
physically
going
going to
on?
die.
good lord, what is happening in there?
Okay, so as the orc continues rushing down this way, you see him turn around the corner to the left, and y'all follow the fire genasi just being pushed the entire time. He rolled a natural 1 on any strength check. He has no purchase. He's not being able to stop this. As
There
you
are
get
3 of us pushing from the other side.
Yeah.
so-
As you're pushing further down, you still have a good 30 seconds on your force cube.
Mm-hmm.
You begin to start rounding the corner, and as you do, when you make a turn, does your cube just stay stationary, or does it like face with you?
It follows my orientation.
Okay. So, as you're doing this,
Oh no.
the fire genasi is just like, he's backward starfish, and then starts turning with the box because he's
He's like
this is his life now. This is all his being, and you can see the orc now at the gates just looking around. And as the starfish comes closer to the gates, the orc has been shouting something incoherent to everyone here, except for the people on the wall. On the wall, they are startled by a backward starfish genasi, and they are not hearing what the orc is saying. He's too panicked. He's just lashing out, saying, "There's somebody here! Fire! Fire!" And the orcs up on top apparently had a ballista or two, because all you see come out of the darkness is 2 ballistas come firing out, and natural 20 and an 18. They both strike the fire genasi straight into the back. And it's odd. You would expect something to be pinned, but instead it's ping, harpoon straight through the chest, ricochets off the force shield, and his body just presses in and then flex out and falls down, hitting onto the spears, and just crushes down onto the ground, and then is being pushed, his dead body being pushed by the cube of force.
You have failed me! My avatar! Why have you done this, you fools?
Give me a performance check.
It's not gonna be good.
Oh my god.
Bardic inspiration.
I'll take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got this, Kanye. You got this, Kanye.
Oh wait. Doing inspiration will break will break your invisibility.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You're by yourself.
Is there advantage because we've already got the one panicked orc, or?
I will. Just because I'm loving how this is going down, yes, you can have advantage.
Okay. Oh, we needed it. Thank God. Okay, 15.
15? The orc on the ground is now panicking. He looks at the crumpled form of the starfish
He's still
Genasi,
ragdolling.
who's getting pushed. The ballista staff or shafts are like getting caught in the ground and like making him tumble. So he almost looks like some horrific tumbleweed being pushed by nothing.
I just imagine like terrible ragdoll effects where the guy just keeps flailing.
Oh yeah,
and
it's just like
falling.
freaking the fuck out. Fucking limbs are stretching a mile away. If this was a game, that would be what was happening. Yes.
Dio would like to throw his voice, but he wants to make it sound like it's coming from up on the towers,
on the wall.
on the wall.
All right, give me a performance check.
Oh,
Natural 18
yeah,
plus 8.
so 26. They're outside. Open the gates.
You do technically get advantage.
Oh,
More curious just to see if he gets it.
oh, that's cocked.
Nope,
No,
he's fine.
He's fine. But
That's still what was it?
26.
26?
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, that's still really good. So, okay.
You guys are breaking my game.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's also the combination of me rolling natural ones.
Oh God.
We're worried then.
So, as y'all are coming closer and closer to the gate, the two up on their ballista posts are now really confused. They saw the fire genasi fall. They didn't hear anything from the from Kaine.
Are they not? Oh, are they too far up?
Yeah, they're too
up
far,
there.
just too far out of reach
Okay.
upwards.
Yeah, you're about.
The
The great Pirate Roberts has come for your soul.
the one on the bottom is freaking out, and he hears the voice from up high saying, "They're outside! Open the gates!" And he does what he is told. He follows orders.
He opens the gate.
He opens the gate. He puts his head. He puts all his strength into the crossbar that is holding the gate shut, and just heaves, shoving it off to the side, and starts pushing the gate open, and starts rushing out into the darkness, looking for any light, any signs of life. Weird, he doesn't see anything. But the guys up top are looking and are like, where'd that voice come from? They're saying this in Orcish. None of you can understand. This is from me. But they look around and they are confused by where the hell that voice could have come from. This is the absolute most best anyone has ever done at throwing their voice so far. Because they both look like towards each other, like, was that you? Because
Take the ballistas, face each other.
yeah, and y'all are able to make your way through the open gates out into the dark night, completely invisibility lasts for an hour, correct?
Yes, sir.
Through guile, deceit, and a force cube, you're able to run out of this heavily... not as heavily guarded fortress as it could have been, but still a fucking fortress.
I have no words. I have no words. What the fuck just happened? What
You're
the fuck
welcome.
just happened?
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
I can honestly say that I was not expecting that.
Wait, you weren't expecting my legendary lie to confuse the fuck out of everyone so I could starfish a
Genasi? No. No, never once have I ever considered...
I am your god.
Have I ever considered a starfishing genasi to be an actual way of accomplishing something?
To be our alibi. That's the weirdest part.
And that's D&D, folks.
So, yes.
Hurt. Laughed too hard. My face hurts.
I almost passed out in the middle of that. I was...
Did you hear that squeak? I couldn't get in the air.
God.
So, cutting back to the other team. Y'all can still hear the ringing of the bells as you're getting closer and closer. You can faintly hear the thwacking sounds of very large ballistae shooting off.
Dear
You can
God,
hear-
they're already dead.
You can hear the cries of orcs and genasi shouting out faintly on the air. As you get closer and closer, you can also see an orc running in your direction and then passing you by as he heads into town shouting, "Where are they?" And only Vola knows what he's saying.
That orc is wondering where they are.
Did they make it out, I guess?
As he passes you by and you're asking this question to yourselves, you see the weirdest thing. You see the corpse of a genasi with
It's still there.
with ballista through its body, just tumbling, like skipping, tumbling,
Byrdi
coming across
will-
as a tumbleweed towards y'all.
What the...
Birdie literally palms her face and then, like, through her fingers is looking at it and like, yeah, that's them. And then she looks up to, like, where Sifos's, face would normally be, like, above said genasi that's rolling down the street. Interesting choice.
Actually, yeah, I do run them over, but allowing them to come into the cube.
So, as the genasi just keeps tumbling closer to you guys,
Step over it.
you step over it to the side of it and enter the cube as the genasi come. I'm assuming you stop at some point.
Yep.
Just keep running as the genasi just comes to a tumbling stop. Does not look good, guys.
That was really fun. We should do this again.
Hi, guys, we did it. We closed the rift. Well, I closed the rift.
Wonderful.
I can see that.
No talk. No talk. Head south. Go.
I have to
taking off.
I have to go back into the fort.
We'll take care of it here in a little bit. Go.
No.
And Cyphos is running.
Hi, Byrdi, what is it you need?
My mom's in there.
Oh, you might want to wait till the morning. It's a mess in there. Oh, we've left it behind, such a mess.
Wait till tomorrow. Let's go.
Sifos, get back here.
No. I'm trying to get everybody with me.
Okay.
Cyphos is trying to just get out.
All right.
All right. Hi. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty chaotic right now.
Any who want to try and stop can make a strength saving throw.
I think everyone's accepting.
Just going with it. Okay.
Hi, Sifos, you might want to slow down a bit.
And as Birdie's thinking about it, she's like, it would be harder to get her mom out of the fortress when it's chaotic like that. She can get in just fine. It's getting out that would be a problem. So she's like, all right, fine, I'll do it in the morning.
Okay. So, you start heading south in town. Are you heading out,
Are we going back?
or are you
to
hiding
the...
somewhere in?
Is there any buildings that are around?
There are several buildings.
Sorry,
around.
like any maybe abandoned buildings. There you go.
There are a few.
That look like they're well fortified.
No.
There are no
Okay.
well-fortified
Sifos, it might be a good idea if we headed back to where our animals are.
But that means getting out to the gate, and we can't get out.
The
to
town
gate.
doesn't have a gate.
There are no gates to the town.
Never mind. Let's go to the animals.
Hi.
Can you drop the cube? It looks really strange having
Also-
3 invisible people push 3 visible people around.
Fine.
Also, it's very hard for me to keep up. My legs are a bit smaller.
Don't worry. You're fine. Okay. I do drop the cube.
Okay. So,
It's not done that much ever. Woo.
I don't know where your head is, but I'd like to pat the top of it. Whatever the fuck you guys did in there was clearly a work of genius.
You can say that.
I'm stroking my own ego in this. I don't fucking care.
Meta ego stroke.
And you all made it out in one piece. That's
Hi,
wonderful.
we didn't get hit once. Not a scratch.
Wow.
I literally hold up the cube and just give it a nice.
Not that we can see you do that.
Exactly. Like very much for Sifos' sake.
okay. So, for how much does the hex cost?
6.
6. Okay. So you've used 12 up
Yes.
to get to the gate. I'm gonna say you used at least another 6 getting to them
That's fair.
and pulling them just a little bit. You probably just let it
Die.
out. So
I got 18 left. I got half left right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can talk more about it on our way back. Actually, Sifos, could you break this invisibility, or
Might as well leave it up. They might still be looking for you.
I don't know if they know what they're supposed to be looking for, to be honest.
That's fine. Don't give them any extra hints.
All right.
I was about to say, you are kind of an oddity.
I'm an oddity, but
you
I bet they think a ghost invaded there.
They have reason to believe that a ghost invaded? That's a thing?
you have heard more people coming out of the fort and starting to search through the town for anyone suspicious. It hasn't gotten around yet that there was a halfling and 2 dragonborn in the fort, because there were several that had seen y'all.
Yeah. I would just keep it up until we get back. Just leave it up as long as it goes.
That was my thinking.
All right. That's fair.
Don't worry, just follow the visible people.
Yeah, they can hear me. I'm loud enough. Yes, you are quite loud enough. I'm surprised y'all are able to sneak through there at all.
Me?
Well, it's because we didn't have you. I'm sorry, my dear.
Kaine sweats profusely.
Actually, to be fair, I wouldn't say we snuck through as much as
That was just as much sneaking as anything else. I don't care what anyone says.
I'm gonna have to hear the story about that rag doll you guys were pushing in front of you.
Oh,
when we get
right.
back to the campfire.
Oh, I'm making a song out of this.
That is the least of it.
Yeah.
You don't actually write a song about this, I am going to hurt you. I need an actual song.
I don't know how to write. Jared doesn't know how to write music.
Poetry, man. It's just poetry.
I was about to say poetry and then just add a tune later.
Can this wait until like June?
I need this
I can
now.
wait till May.
All right, so
I can wait till May.
y'all make your way down to the camp, and you find Clyde standing up on the drift, staring down at at steak and pork chop, just making sure that they are staying in line.
That is the most Star-ward member of our party right there. Look how majestic he is.
The most intelligent one too.
Are we still invisible at this point?
It's only 30 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
at this point, yeah.
Siphos, striking as much of a majestic pose as possible. I don't know what you mean. I am quite majestic. Bask in my glory.
I can't see you, Siphos.
As the very faint moonlight you were expecting to gleam off of your blue scales is completely invisible to everyone.
Didn't look at the wave.
It never does. Well,
Hey, don't worry, Siphos. It looked good to me.
thank you, dear. It means a lot.
Hey, Siphos.
I know, I'm still invisible.
Fair enough.
I was trying to give you credit for lying so well.
Oh, thank you. To be fair, you got me and Kaide in there.
I'm pretty sure I got the one himself. Itself.
It's herself?
Itself.
I agree.
So,
Oh,
as the party explains the shenanigans that went down in the fort, what they found out in the town, you eventually do make camp.
Hey, Dio,
Yes?
can you do your beautiful bubble?
Ah, yeah. Just give me a minute.
Can we make it sand colored
Well, of course.
or dirt colored? So it
Alright.
just looks like the hill I remember as a child.
Dio was thinking more of camouflage, but sure.
Okay.
I still
So-
find this gonna be shivering.
It is now baby pool green. So,
That way we can start a fire without
Bright pink.
catching attention.
blending the bubble to the surroundings as best as possible. You set up your camp
Go
and
outside the bubble and actually throw real dirt on it.
I don't know if it sticks.
It doesn't have to stick, it just has to kind of be on.
yeah, you prepare a meal with rations and whatnot, good spices. Talk about the progress that you have made today, and
Byrdi takes off her hat. Like one side of her jaw is just like black and blue. She's got a swollen lip.
yeah.
What happened, Dad? Right there?
Vola has daddy issues.
Okay, so something new?
Grandpa issues.
God damn it, Amy.
So, where's,
Listen, I don't want to have to keep on doing this.
so where's the new information?
I told her she did.
Ah, that was a mistake.
I'm sitting across the fire from her and I look her dead in the eye. You still have to deal with it, Vola.
You're not being very kind, Byrdi.
No, I'm not. You can't give people who have enslaved an entire town
More than a town.
and have killed people for just being a different race the benefit of the doubt when you watch them do those things.
I mean, it'd be the same thing with the Hearth Mothers.
Yeah. There may be one or two individuals in a larger group, but the group as a whole, right now, it's not looking very good. And regardless of any of that, still doesn't address the fact that you put way too much emphasis on the fact that you're orcish. You are also part human. And if being part orc is going to cause you so much pain and misery that you can't defend yourself or your party members when it's going to be necessary, then maybe you need to put less emphasis on it. Because I don't want to die. I don't want Dio to die. I don't want Siphos or Leothin or Kaine to die because you can't make a decision when it's necessary.
Not all orcs are like this.
If we
And
understand.
they've not always been like this.
Have you ever known them when they weren't?
I was told stories by my
You
mother.
were told stories by your mother, who was a half-orc who didn't even really know her father because he also left when she was younger than you.
Well, I understand wanting to.
No, actually, I don't think any of you understand. All of you have kin.
No, I don't.
You had kin.
You still have kin.
Of course, but you don't understand. Human, dragonborn, elf, halfling, another dragonborn. None of y'all are from two worlds. You cannot possibly understand.
I mean, Byrdi was raised by a dragonborn and a human.
But she is 100% human. No one will be afraid of her like they will be of me.
Most of the time, they're not afraid of you until you do something reckless.
Which, at any point, any one of us could make someone fearful. The mass majority of peoples, doesn't matter if they're elfish or dwarvish or half-orcs, aren't nearly as strong as a quarter of the individual in this group. We could literally kill any normal civilian on accident. I almost did today. When I fucking roundhouse kicked that.
Beat the shit out of that kid.
Beat the fuck out of that kid. I was like, oh yeah.
I just did
Well,
the standard.
I say kid, he was a young adult.
Yeah, I fucking roundhouse kicked the dragonborn and almost accidentally killed him. I gave him a fucking huge concussion.
Listen, I think I'm prepared to defend my party and help everybody now, but you must understand, these are still my kin through blood.
Are they?
They
Can
are.
you trace them to any individual orc in there? Do you know that they'd be able to recognize you immediately if they saw you and say, "Oh, hey, that's so-and-so's granddaughter"?
I mean, to be fair, Byrdi, that's not how it works on Fargo either, but we know how, I mean, all halflings are kin with each other. It's the same idea. I couldn't pinpoint another halfling and be like, "Oh, you're from such and such family." It's a lot easier in my hometown, but it's a shared concept amongst halflings that other halflings are kin to a certain extent. That's why I was kind of put off by Siphos's attack of two other dragonborn. I assumed that they were his kin as well. It's the same thing applies here to Vola.
The difference.
Does it?
The difference is, ours are broken up into chromatic and metallics.
Aye, and that really doesn't make any sense because we got stouts and lightweights, and as you can tell, a bit of a stout myself. But we don't, we don't discriminate or think that the other kind are not kin.
That's the thing, though. The orcs, they don't see Vola as kin.
They don't now. They used to.
Really? Because the one that we met on the island didn't seem to like you very much. Even though you were the only one that could talk to him. And I'm pretty sure that
This
if
is
he
a
had
recent
had more
development.
if he had more backup, even without the madness, because his eyes weren't red, Vola, and majority of the orcs that I've seen today, their eyes aren't red either. They'd still kill me on sight. They'd still kill you on sight.
They have not always been this way. Something outside is influencing them and has influenced them.
It's
And deep down, we share an ancestry.
Deep down, you share an ancestry the same way that any of the other peoples come from the same ancestry. We found out in that damn library that elves and dwarves are basically the same race that got split sometime decades and eons ago before they came to whatever this plane of existence is. We read that in a damn book, so that comes to fruition that we could possibly be of the same ancestry
I do not see why
too.
this matters. I have made the decision that I am going to defend my party. Why do you care if I think that these people are, at least to some extent, my kin?
Because I think it's gonna hurt you more.
It already hurts. It's not going to... I'm not just gonna stop caring about what I'm doing. I can get over it, but I can't change my feelings on this, Byrdi, and neither can you. Now, drop the subject. I am here to fight for my party, and that's all that matters. My feelings, they don't matter on the subject. And you don't need to care about how I feel about the orcs. I closed that rift by myself, by the way. All by myself.
It was.
Did he
impressive.
really?
It was impressive.
Damn.
It took a while.
Well, it was huge.
You still should have made it like a big cardboard cutout. So when I stuck my hand, I just heard... Wait.
Shit.
It's like,
I still would've
Did we
been
really
great.
break in here for this?
Yeah.
You look
Damn.
up and it's just they've got dancing lights on the inside to make it look like it's.
I think that
actually
would have been
moving.
even better. What if turn that shit show into just like the perfect ending? It's just like, yep, giant cardboard cutout.
I guess I'd light it on fire and we leave.
The trap has been
If
set.
anybody had greater illusion, is it greater illusion? That lets you
Major
illusion. If anybody had major illusion, they should have cast that at the same time you were taking the rift down, so it looked so you could made a cardboard
And
cutout
then-
of it.
Snap it out of existence.
And I don't
Then you could peace out and snap it out of existence after you are free and clear.
Good God.
Alright.
Next morning, after all of this, after all the discussions, the tales and arguments, you wake up to the sphere still up, the light showing through, and it is definitely morning.
Byrdi is up practicing. Same way she always does, both hands,
rolling for
both
my
sides.
cube.
Okay.
10 charge back.
Okay.
Alright, so... What's our MO? Because... Can I actually go into town, or should I wait out here? It's gonna get boring out here. Like, you two can go back, disguise yourselves, but...
Well, you have that disguise kit.
He can only
Yeah.
make himself look like a smaller version of somebody else. I have that.
But dwarf?
I mean, to be fair, a dwarf's gonna raise some alarms, or it's gonna look unusual.
Well, yeah, but
And I
half
don't-
of this party already looks pretty unusual.
Now, here's the real question. Can you make yourself look like a dragonborn?
You
Child.
could be a dragonborn. I don't know if we have enough scales for that.
We're not taking any of mine, so no.
No, do we? I was gonna say, do we have any? Do we still have those dragon scales, or did we sell those?
Dragon scales from...
What?
I could have sworn we had dragon scales.
Y'all had some chitin
Yeah, we have some chitin.
Oh, that's right.
from...
Could we chip that up and use them as scales?
Yeah, what color is it? What color was the
It's-
chitin?
It's
like iron
gunmetal.
colored.
Yeah, it was gunmetal gray.
I've done a lot of disguises in the past, mostly for stage and stuff. Being a bard, you want to change your appearance every so often. But, I think making myself look like a dragonborn is going a bit too far, especially since I won't be able to do it to myself. I could offer a different solution. We could get, like, a cloth or some sort of veil and cover my entire body in it, and we could say that I'm a dragonborn child.
Do you still have those hoods from whenever we took our expedition to the mountain? Went to go see the Air Genasi?
Do you mean the extra blankets and clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Don't we have anything thinner?
Nope.
Oh, it's gonna be hot as hell.
That sucks for you.
Alright, I'm getting naked. Just kidding.
Literally, everyone just like,
The only one who leans in is Kaine.
Really? Arousal check for everybody?
I need this for my fanfiction.
yeah, I can guarantee it.
Charisma?
Oh, that's 5.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, well, you're good. Actually, you just met, so...
What's your charisma?
Well, my charisma is actually just... Oh, wait, is this a save or just a check?
Just check.
Yeah, it's a +2, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah,
So it was only a 5.
I was gonna say, what was gonna be the safe one?
If I went if we did, let's say, I'm stripping to a song, then it would be 11, and then you would have failed and been like, damn, you're actually kind of an attractive halfling. For a halfling. But that didn't happen, so...
Magic Mike Dio.
Yeah. All right.
What happened in this session?
So many things.
Y'all's minds melted.
Ran off the cliff.
Too many peeps.
So, you're gonna try and disguise Dio in cloth and just claim him as a child dragonborn?
Mm-hmm.
Dragonborn child?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use the remainder of the extra cloaks and blankets that we had to make up clothing similar to what we saw the Dragonborns wearing yesterday.
Okay. It was just like tattered tunics and such.
Exactly, and they're not, it doesn't take much because I'm sure with my jewelry kit I've got some twine or something. I can just make rough stitches and...
Hey, kinda, I could try to use my disguise kit and make you prettier, or a different color, if that
Can you
would
give me
help.
tentacles?
I cannot do that. Don't ever ask that again.
Sad
Okay. You have to give me a survival check. It's
Okay.
just a basic tunic, so.
Okay.
Cyphos is going to derobe his robe of useful items.
Okay.
And
They're not great. It's a 5.
oh, it's going to be very sad.
Do I get to, if I'm using my, and I know it's not jewelry, but I'm using stuff from my jeweler's kit.
No,
No,
it's
not
not going to apply to this.
I didn't think so.
Looks like you'll be-
maybe. Oh wait, no, that's Kaine's page.
Looks
Hold
like
on.
you'll be going in as slaves. For how ghastly your dress is.
So it's actually a 6.
Wow. Well,
I have a plus.
Now
I have a
that-
+3. Kaine only has a +2.
now that it's a +6,
It doesn't look like complete.
it looks like you essentially just like threw a blanket on someone, cut holes out for arms and head, and then just like tore some of the the sides of the edges of the
It's a
blanket.
burlap sack dress.
Yeah, to just tie a belt.
That
There
sounds
you
about
go.
right, actually.
Hey, Byrdi,
I mean,
you made these two look like slaves.
they're a little short.
That's not terribly unattractive on Cyphos.
Hey, we can see
Cyphos,
his
you're-
dingling slinging around.
Yeah, no,
You're welcome.
Cyphos, you can see.
It's poking out just a little bit?
Yeah, you can see some.
Hey, you do realize, Byrdi,
Arousal check.
Leo's ears go completely red.
Nope, 16.
Okay.
Plus 4 to a dirty 20. Everyone's aroused.
That wasn't Leopold's face. That was the audio engineer's face.
hey, you do realize, Byrdi, that I have to stare at that because I'm shorter than everybody else.
You're welcome.
No!
I didn't have any longer blankets.
Hey, let me show you how it's really done. I use my disguise kit to make my makeshift outfit look noble.
No.
Okay.
No nobility.
Why?
There is
Poor
no.
people here.
I could be the rich one.
We don't want to stand out. We want to do
You're wanting to go in as a rich dragonborn child. I want you to think about that.
How'd that go?
Oh, yeah,
don't
that'd
know.
be- I wanted to get them to look a little bit more normal and less
Normal?
slavey.
Okay.
A little less slavey on my end.
Okay.
Yeah. What is this?
It would be a disguise check. So you're using your what is this is
Deception.
gonna go with charisma and add your proficiency modifiers.
So 19.
19.
I'm gonna take one of the sleeves off of Kaine's and take the seam out and just sew it to the bottom of Siphos's tunic.
Give me another check.
Oh, there we go.
Actually, do it through height.
18.
Yeah. No, you like cut off the sleeve, and then like cut that sleeve down so it like doubles the fabric you have.
Yeah.
And you sew it around. Now it's coming down to his knees.
I give a split in the back so that it goes on to either side of his tail.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
as I stand up,
I give
And
a
wink,
Dio,
I wink back.
you make a good tunic, a good basic tunic.
Hi. See? And I just put it on top of myself. This is how you make it.
You need a hood
With-
so you don't...
With a hood.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually I
'Cause
need a veil as well.
While we're having the arts and crafts club meeting over here,
Team Arts and Crafts.
I would like to go out and explore for a bit, see if I can find any useful medicinal herbs, just basic things to kind of replenish whatever we used on her uncle, just in the local vicinity.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
Okay.
Get a long rest and heal up.
Nice.
11 plus 4, so that's 15.
15. Looking around, you are able to find not much really. You do come across a shrub that, if it weren't winter, maybe would have some kind of greenery growing on it. Right now, it's just kind of a dry kind of husk that is just.
Could I take some of the branches or areas where flowers would bloom and use druidcraft on them?
Yeah, go right ahead. Doing that, you're able to force this shrub to bloom out and give me a herbalism check to see if you can discover what this is.
So that's now I can use that.
Yeah.
Okay. 6 plus 18.
Nice. 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is definitely a herb that you could use for creating certain teas that are good for like stomach problems. Might be able to help fight off a fever. But by itself, it's not going to be strong enough to like really cure anybody of anything.
Yeah.
You could add, you could probably add maybe a couple of things to it to help with that process. But you have found some herbs.
Okay. That is exactly what I was trying to do.
A shrub full of herbs. Let's say you get about a pound of herbs out of it.
Nice. That's a good chunk of change.
Sounds good.
And you gain-
I wasn't looking for like ingredients to make a health potion. I was just looking for like
Yeah.
basic medicinal stuff. So yeah, perfect.
All right. So, with that and the
Come
art,
back and everyone's all dressed up in different shit.
yeah, their arts and craft done. What are y'all
The
doing?
wang's been put away.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
goodness.
It's put away.
Aww.
Ouch, that hurt.
So... Okay, so do we have a plan of attack here?
Well,
Alright, let's do the same thing we did last night.
No, I don't think that's ever going to work again.
Byrdi,
I would imagine if it did.
Byrdi puts the hat back on and immediately goes into the same red, bright, vibrant red, bright hair, the angular face, the blue
Blue
or
eyes.
green eyes, blue eyes, and she makes her tunic and everything look slightly more expensive.
Mhm.
It's not as well worn as it looks in
Yeah.
real life, so it just looks really nice. And obviously the mithril underneath is in pristine condition because I haven't had to use much of it yet.
Yeah.
But the padded armor on top
Okay.
makes that look better.
I see you've activated your bitch sonar.
Yep.
What is the hat that you're making? Is it just like
It's
the regular
disguise
hat?
and it basically
Yeah.
I'm just like adding volume to the top of my head, like hair, so it looks as if it was just extra hair. Think
Okay.
Jotaro from
Yeah.
JoJo, where his hat just is part of his fucking hair, and you don't know where it ends and the hat begins.
I was gonna have to look at this guy's hat because I think it requires that
The hat look like a hat.
the hat look like a hat.
Because if it does,
Yeah.
then think like military style hard brim cavalryman's hat
Okay.
with the gold, tooling and stuff like that. And then I'll have matching gold tooling on the shoulders of my armor.
All right. Yeah. Hat of wizardry.
No, I had a wizard. Had a disguise self.
Barring that, you can, as an action, cast disguise self. Spell at will. The spell ends with that. No, it doesn't. Okay. So.
My original plan was just to make it look like it had more volume of hair on top.
Okay.
Just make it the hat, but then on the side it says not the hat of disguise. Just like a little note stick.
That would be
stuck to
way
it.
too. That would be way too on brand for Byrdi.
I see that this person is not wearing a disguise hat. Clearly.
Not a mimic.
You
Okay.
can't trust things that things aren't mimics. In
The
my
ultimate
campaigns.
conundrum.
So I
Two
do that all
chests.
the time.
Sign one says not a
I
mimic.
do.
The other one
I
says
put a mimic, in the.
Who
in
do
the
you
tower.
trust?
It points towards the other one.
Sorry.
I still need to play Prey.
It's just me.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
I put the hat on. This guy goes on. Well, I was just planning to walk in through the front door. And Vola and Leofin were seen with me yesterday.
Hi, so I guess you two could be my slaves.
I did
For the
do a
day.
thing.
Like, completely ignoring that. Just like, okay.
So when I was getting information yesterday, I may have hinted at the young dragonborns that we were accosting that they should at some point take up their blades and kill their masters.
Ooh. Why?
Wow,
What?
you're starting a slave revolt.
Exactly.
We've been here one day. It's a good thing that we're...
I thought we were going to need more backup. I didn't realize that you guys were going to be able to close the rift that quickly.
Hey, did you not think we had it in us?
No, I wasn't worried about that so much as I was just numbers.
It was more of a worst case scenario kind of thing.
I feel completely just betrayed by that notion.
Aye.
You did not think or
Cy-
believe in us.
Cypress, I'm hurt too.
I
Kaine?
Think about it. There's at least, 60 orcs in there, and as good as we are, if we just take out the upper echelons, we're still gonna need numbers on our side.
with a bunch of, I'm just gonna say it, untrained, unprofessional, almost slave-like citizens.
Well, if they're going after the people who are enslaving them, they're not going to expect that. Because it's been 20 years.
Have you seen any of them? They look emaciated.
It was a numbers thing. I was just trying to help.
I understand, and I appreciate the idea. And plus, accosting children, I am very proud. But, again,
Shifty.
again,
Accosting children, what have you been doing?
I need to get information somehow. And I couldn't make it look... I couldn't just politely walk up to a slave. Not in this persona.
remember,
Fair enough.
bitch Sona.
Aye, Persona.
But still, a revolt with these people would probably end in more than half of them dying. Because their army is well fed, they are definitely not.
The other thing, though, When I was talking to my uncle, who is not in Fortress,
Okay.
they built that fortress over the top of the cavern reservoir that's underneath Hopeter Springs, and it's where we get our name.
Mm-hmm.
The water's kind of low right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, if...
Are you thinking about sinking the fortress?
Yes.
Aye, does this involve explosions?
There are he told me there are 3 Dragonborn left, or 3 members of the community left, who could use earthen magics too. So if you could get in, find them, and enlist their help in collapsing the roof of the cavern, we could sink the whole fortress.
I'm sorry, all I'm hearing is...
And Dio would get to use as much explosion-y magic as he wants, because he's been dying to do it for months.
Years now. Years.
Yeah, more than 20 years.
More than 20
God
years.
damn it, this joke, it's never gonna get old.
Aye.
Yeah, never got old.
Yes,
20 years old now.
I'm still bitter about the fact that y'all haven't, you didn't let me burn down the forest back when, you were taking out that bandit camp.
You don't need to burn down forests.
It solves all the problems.
No, it does not. It creates more problems.
It takes care of the litter on the floor, which someone can attest to. The litter is very bad. Stepped on the world's crunchiest leaf. It
There are
echoed
some
everywhere.
very crunchy
As
things.
soon as he says crunchy sleeve, Cypher's literally kind of like
Aye, it's not here.
paranoid.
Vola is also doing the same thing,
Yeah.
because she's been hitting the eye with that.
Vola, Leofin, and Siphos both have an adverse reaction to the mention of the leaf.
Dio, do not mention that leaf. It brings nothing but bad luck.
Yeah, as much as the leaf situation disturbs me, I'm pretty much against burning down forests unless we absolutely
But what?
100%
How do you
positively
feel
have
about
to.
collapsing fortresses into underground reservoirs?
I think that's fine.
Now,
It's civilization.
can we guarantee half the town's not going to go with it?
Aye,
Yes.
We can.
Yes, especially if you have more than just
I don't like
fireballs
that.
going at that.
I don't like that confidence at all. Right? Depends on how well y'all don't fucking
Yeah.
suck.
Yep.
If y'all do it well, it could work.
Yeah. It depends on how much help you have. So
Aye, so, quick question.
If
Are we
you-
splitting the party then?
Well, it worked well last time.
Aye, it worked.
yeah, it worked out well for you guys
Golden
last time.
time.
Team Chaos. To me.
To you, I'm sorry. If anyone embodies Team Chaos, it is I, Dio.
I saved our asses.
I believe it was a collaborative effort.
Really?
So we'll need to go into the town and find the... I'm guessing our next move is to get your mother out, Byrdi, and then go into town, find the people know about the fortress construction, and then collapse the entire thing.
Yep. I was thought maybe sending Team Chaos to round up help would probably be best, because they can sneak in and actually get in to the same circles right now where the slaves are.
It's not a bad idea.
Just to interject, I know I joked about you two being my slaves, but could work out.
I'm thinking probably not. More so, not because it's a bad idea. More so because it's a terrible idea.
They wouldn't talk to you if you weren't on the same social level as them, because if they did, they could get beat by their masters.
Right, you should have
Aye,
seen
they're
the
not
way-
talking to me, they're going to be talking to him.
Yeah, but that means that you, the most charismatic motherfucker in here, can't be a part of the conversation.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Just let it go. I'm trying to stroke his ego. What are you doing?
Yes,
Just let it go. I'm
Theo,
trying to stroke his ego.
you are
Let
the
it
most
go.
charismatic person here.
Aye, I know that hurt for you to say, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Aye, thank you for stroking my ego.
Thank you
Byrdi
for standing
kinda-
up to my wing. I had to say it. Ugh.
Byrdi kind of just reaches over and
Magic
just
lamp.
slowly, like, pats Cyphus on the shoulder, like, rubs his shoulder. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
like
I'm
a
trying
very
really
light
hard.
red tinge to the eyes, just like frustration.
Aye,
I'm
there
really
is
trying here, man.
there is one way I could always change my voice, make me sound a little bit more dragonbornish.
Let me hit it.
Byrdi leans forward with her elbows on her knees and her hands around her
Kind
chin, like she's gonna watch
Aye.
the story.
of both much like Scottish people people doing a Scottish accent. Cross our arms and just wait for the show.
Yeah, Byrdi's leaning forward, waiting for story time.
Aye, now, do keep in mind, first time trying this. Alright. I shall be a dragonborn for today. Unless you would prefer me to be a female dragonborn child.
That actually didn't sound terrible.
That was not too bad.
Aye, well thank you.
Wait.
If I can keep up this appearance, I could at least try to convince people that I have some sort of semblance of power. And as a child,
You're losing it.
and as a child, sorry, this is hard to do.
Welcome to my world. That was definitely been second.
Byrdi Cyphus.
I can convince them that I have a power
Let's stick
as a
with
child. It's slipping again, I can't help it.
But I'm the one you got.
Ooh, wait, that's an idea. Kaine.
You're not the one, Kaine.
Here is
No, hold on, I got an idea.
what is your idea?
Kaine can speak telepathically to people,
Mm-hmm.
but we can make it seem as though it is I who am speaking telepathically to people.
You almost had a great idea there.
Why would that be bad?
Here's what I'm
Listen, they're going to recognize the two of you unless you're disguised well, right? And you kind of, let's face it, you look like slaves.
Hey, Cyphus.
Yes,
you can
we're-
change your skill color right now, can't you?
No,
With your disguise self thing?
had to give it up.
I had to give it up.
Baby, give it up.
Well, more. Definitely out
Okay,
of
I was
character.
just-
More out of character. I had to get the Book of Ancient Secrets because I thought that was just a natural trait that the Pack of the Tome had.
okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a thing I had
Oh,
an implication.
bummer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't.
Story wise, your patron was pissed off that you reached for too much power and has punished you.
Yes. He,
Okay.
I kind of... I went a little too far with some choice spells, and Pattern got very upset. And
So you can't turn into female Leothan anymore?
I can't turn into anybody else.
In fact, you have a pair of on your shoulders where most people can't see. You have a pair of handprints that have turned your scales red.
Oh, so it's just there that's red. Okay. I never share that with anybody. Not now, at least. Yeah, so... That's not going to happen ever, probably.
I agree.
Aww.
I'm just saying, she could speak on my behalf telepathically. It would freak people out, and I think it might work out in our favor.
Remember, you guys are trying to fit in, not stand out.
Ah, fair enough.
So, let's stick with a slave-style persona. I know over the top is great, but if we blend in long enough to find these other dragonborns who have magics still, if we can level with them, if they think that we're also slaves, and we can hype up this revolt, looking over at Byrdi, then maybe, just maybe, we will have a chance.
The revolt and also the information on the construction of the fort.
So you're agreeing to be my slaves?
We are not agreeing to to
I
being
was
in
thinking
one sex.
that
Acting
a
as
good-
my slaves.
a good way to introduce y'all to that area would be to have Mivo and Byrdi, as we were yesterday, bring you into town and then set you loose there, and then
And
be
then
on our way
set
to.
you as if you were on task for us. Like you were, you know. God, I fucking hate this. This is really weird.
You're doing fine.
I don't feel like I'm doing fine.
But
My
yes,
jaw hurts.
I will agree. It's probably best that we all act as we, as in kind of Dio, and myself acting as brothers for y'all.
And I could be the foreman. Just kidding. Alright, fine.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Right. And with a plan in mind, your party heads off to the city
We leave Clive in charge of the animals again.
with Clive in charge of steak and pork chop. And that is where we're going to end it for the night.
What, you don't want to keep going?
That's what I got.
He's like, no, I want to keep going because I want to see what the fuck y'all are going to break next.
Hey y'all, Jared here. Thanks for listening to the Ring of Contrarians podcast. New episodes come out on the 8th, 16th, and 24th of every month. You can listen to us anywhere fine podcasts are found and on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook at Of Contrarians. See y'all next time.